Hi everyone, so it's Coach Fred here going over question number 14 from the distance equals rate times time worksheet. Okay, so we've got a motorcycle breaks down and the rider has to walk the rest of the way to work. The motorcycle was traveling at 45 miles an hour and the riders walk at a speed of 6 miles an hour. The distance from home to work is 25 miles and the total time for the trip was 2 hours. How far did the motorcycle go before it broke down? Okay, so we've got to think about this because there's a lot going on here. So first I'm going to fill in my chart. D equals R times T. And this one is tricky, okay? All right, so we have the part that he rode and we have the part that he walked. Okay? All right, I want to look at a picture of this. So the distance from home to work, I'm going to make a little segment here. Here's home and here's work. The distance is 25 miles, okay? So he rode some distance. So let's call that part D. So let's say that he left home and he rode, and let's just say he went that far. He went that far of a distance riding. Well, the rest of the way would have to be 25 minus D. They can't be the same distance because we don't really know how far he rode and how far he walked. So I'm going to let the distance he rode be D, and so the distance he walked be 25 minus D. Okay, the motorcycle was traveling at 45 miles an hour. We have no wind here to deal with because it doesn't talk about wind. And his walking speed was 6 miles per hour. All right, so now we've got to talk about the time. It says the total time for the trip was 2 hours. So if he rode T, let's think of it more like a segment again. If his total time was 2 and he rode for a certain amount of time that we call T, then the other time would be 2 minus T. That's what makes this a tricky problem. All right, so now we write our two equations. D equals R times T, and we have D equals 45T. And then our second equation would be 25 minus D equals 6 times 2 minus T. All right, since we have this equation in the top that is D equals, I'm going to use substitution. I'm going to take 45T and substitute it in for D in the other equation. So I'm going to use substitution. That's going to give me 25 minus 45T equals, I'm going to distribute my 6, so 12 minus 6T. All right, now we've solved for T because we're wanting to find the time to help us find the distance because the question's actually asking how far did the motorcycle go before it broke down. All right, so we're going to isolate RT, so I'm going to bring the 45T to the other side. That's giving me 25 equals 12 plus 39T. I'm going to subtract 12. And that's going to give me 13 equals 39T. Here, I'm going to come up over here so you can see it. So 39T equals 13, and I'm going to just divide by 39. So T equals 1/3. So 1/3 of an hour because this is in hours. Okay, so he traveled T 1/3 of an hour. And we're just trying to find how far he rode the bike. So I get my distance by doing 45 times 1/3. Okay, and that would give me D equals 15. So he rode for 15 miles, and since the whole distance was 25, he walked for 10 miles. That's some walk. Anyways, hope you have a great day, and hopefully that was helpful. Thanks.